We're making no apologies. That's it, umhlaba mawuhlulwe, so that our people can have access to the land.
Life is difficult, but you must soldier on. Don't give up. If you are a coward, you don't belong here.
Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome to Simple Politics. So I'm just doing a reaction. I'm extremely happy. I'm extremely happy, and I'm extremely proud of how the EFF has conducted themselves. As you all know, that CIC said that, you know what, moving forward, we are not going to be that organization that's like kicking and fighting, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna fight a calmly and just using superior logic. And I just feel like that's what we are doing. And okay, anyway, sorry about that, guys. Anyway, I want to talk about the court ruling. And you know, before I get into the court ruling, and I do want to look at the letter that Parliament has released, or more like a memorandum. But before I get there, you know, as we all know, the vet has been, court made a ruling. There will not be vet anymore. The vet will not rise on the 1st of May. Minister has to table a different fiscal framework, or the old one has to be amended, but there's no vet. South Africa doesn't have a budget, and that's just it. But before we get there, you know, I was thinking, something struck me. Like, I was thinking, we've been through so much as the EFF. We've been through so much as an organization, trying to prove ourselves. I feel like now we are in the right direction. Finally, I feel like it's also important, by the way, to get new people at the forefront. I feel like this people leaving the EFF has been a blessing in disguise. I know you will not agree with me. You'll probably think I'm saying this because maybe I'm bitter. I'm not bitter. I'm just trying to make sure that my phone is charged. I'm not bitter. If the people that have left the EFF wouldn't have left, we wouldn't have known that we've got such brilliant minds like us now. And the reason I'm gonna, you know, one thing I appreciate about us now, Snawo is so good. I don't know if it's because I understand him when I listen to him. I feel like he's so good at explaining. For example, this thing of the fiscal framework, I kept on listening to Snawo, and every time he spoke, I caught on, like it made sense to me. So I feel like he's such a good, he shares information so gracefully, he's so calm, but also he's very, is very clear. So I feel like if maybe the old leaders wouldn't have left, the people that we knew were brilliant, this chance wouldn't have opened up for these new minds who are doing extremely well. And I feel like who are also not leaving us behind, but they're taking us on this beautiful journey. And I feel like the EFF is rebranding. I love this for the EFF. I feel like the EFF is rebranding now, moving away from being known as an organization that's destructive, an organization that causes chaos, but we're moving towards a direction of being an organization where we're known for our superior logic, we're known for our reasoning capabilities, we're known for if there's someone who needs clarification, they know that they must go to the EFF page because the EFF will explain it so well. So I feel like we're moving in this beautiful direction, where you know, it's like as I said, I feel like we've been through so much, and I love this dynamic. Of course, us in the EFF, we know that EFF is full of superior logic. EFF is full of great minds. But I'm happy because I feel like situations like these, they show the world, they show South Africa that EFF is so much more than this narrative that is peddled in the media, that it's chaotic and disruptive. So just before I start this video, I do want to give a shout out to Komisa Ompilo Mahodwe. She has been in that committee with us now. I want to give a shout out to our head of research, Dr. Chimomola Gumani. He's been also doing some interviews, explaining here and there. And of course, I do want to give a shout out to Komisa Osna Otamo, because, as I said, Mina was listening to him and I feel like I really understood every word that he explained, and I could explain everything like the back of my hand because I listened to him and he made sense to me. So let's get right into the video. I said this is a reaction video. So my first reaction is just reacting on the entire organization of the EFF, the direction that we've taken. Despite everybody saying we've lost a think tank, the EFF is empty, the EFF will never amount to anything. But again, we've beaten the odds. We've beaten the odds as the organization. So let's get right into the letter. So Parliament has released a letter. Hopefully I can read it like this. It's this letter is to the chief whips and party representatives from the Speaker of the National Assembly, which is Togo Titiza. It says that, "Dear honorable members, I refer to the memorandum dated the 24th of April, in which the chief whips were informed, amongst other things, that the introduction of the rates and monetary amounts and amendments of revenue law bill processes to maintain the value-added tax rate at 15% from 1 May 2025 instead of proposed increased VAT announced in the budget in March, as well as the withdrawal of the appropriation bill and divisions of revenue bill." In the memorandum, it was indicated that the court outcome on the VAT increase and the fiscal framework would be considered in deciding the way forward. I'd like to inform the honorable members that by agreement between the parties and Cape Town High Court has this afternoon issued an order attached on the matters. In essence, the Minister of Finance announcement on the 12th of March made under Section 7.4 of the Value-Added Tax 89/1901, whereby the value-added tax rate was adjusted as follows. The first 0.5% point increase in the VAT will take effect on the 1st of May, and the second 0.5 will take effect on the 1st of April 2026, is suspended and pending the passing of legislation regulatory, the VAT rate, or the final determination of Part B, whichever occurs first. The resolution of the National Assembly and the National Council of Provinces adopted on 2 April 2025 to accept the report of the Standing Committee on Finance and Select Committee on Finance and on the Fiscal Framework are set aside. The court order will enable the Minister of Finance to table the budget instruments afresh, and as indicated previously, I have asked the Minister of Finance to give an indication of the date when the budget will be tabled. As soon as information is available, I will ensure that the Chief Whips Forum and the Program Committee will be notified and covered and convened to consider a revised parliamentary program. So, Togo Titiza is saying that she will wait for the minister to table to tell her when he's gonna table the budget again. So South Africa does not have a budget. That must sink in. So, just to summarize on the court order, guys. So the court order says that the VAT increase has been suspended. So obviously the minister has to table a new bill. And secondly, guys, also the court has ruled that the parliament and the minister must pay the EFF and the DA for costs. And you know, I was listening to Helen Zille before I made this video. Actually, I was listening to Helen Zille and she was asked, Guti, did the EFF contribute anything to the case? And I'm so glad that finally, or at least Helen Zille answered truthfully. She was like, yes, because even though we're submitting the same case, but we approached the case on different angles. And then she was just explaining that the economic freedom fighters approached their argument on that the minister had promised the action SAs and the bosses and all of them that he was going to amend the and remove the VAT, even though he knew that he wasn't going to do that. So technically he misled them, he lied to them. Yeah, bon. So yeah, Helen was like, no, the EFF definitely. And I was listening to those court proceedings. The advocate, oh, he did so well. He did so well in those court proceedings. So I do want us to look at the comments as well, guys. Remember, I said this is a reaction video. More than anything, I'm just doing a reaction here. I've seen fighters celebrating so much. I do want to read this post from one of my fighters, Tebuho. Tebuho posted and said, Julius Malema has held up their promise of bringing a mature parliamentary politics instead of disruptions. This VAT debacle was a prime example. These people are getting themselves ready to govern. Good to one of my fighters. Honestly, I said, I'm so proud at how the EFF handled this entire thing. Leading the way, not only just leading the way on vibes, but bringing facts to the table. That was so refreshing and really, really, so nice to watch, like, honestly. Okay, guys, I am gonna play you just a small video from Dan, but before I do, I want to read this comment. It says that the way the EFF has positioned itself on the issue of the fiscal framework has been masterful. Despite their relatively small numerical influence, they've remained a prominent and a consistent player, which is so true. Something that their constituents will remember and reward them late. So true. I think the EFF has managed to, that's why I was saying in the beginning that I feel like they've managed to change this narrative. And if we keep on doing this, honestly, this is going to be so good for us because we've got such a small number, and so we have to play our cards very wisely. And I'm so happy with how we've positioned ourselves in this fiscal framework, and we've done so well. Someone says it was very important for them to get this right because this is a bread and butter issue. You mess up this, no one will forget. Exactly. So really, the EFF has shown up,
confirmed the court rules that there will be no VAT increase on the 1st of May. This is a massive victory for the DA and the EFF, and frankly, completely humiliating for the finance minister, the ANC, and all those other parties who said it was the GNU and Action SA and BOSA which stopped the VAT increase. Remember how Mashaba said there would be no VAT increase on the 1st of May and that it had nothing to do with the court case. It was Parliament who would stop it. And Mbalula said this has got nothing to do with the court case, and so did my money. Well, it turns out that all of the experts who'd been saying that they left themselves too little time to stop the VAT increase were right. And in the end, all of these people who were bashing the court process in the DA and the EFF were saved from the VAT increase and a humiliation of their political careers by the court order because of the DA and the EFF. It ends a shocking debacle for the African National Congress, who at the last second tried to say that they weren't in support of the VAT budget increase. It ends a shocking debacle for Action SA, who literally enabled the fiscal framework that has now been set aside to go to Parliament, and then said that they had thwarted the VAT increase, even though they got the fiscal framework through that Parliament then voted on to put into law, which would have caused the VAT increase if not for the court. And it's incredibly embarrassing for the likes of Musi Maimane and Bosa, who said that they had saved South Africa from the VAT increase when they so clearly have not. What a shambles.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching my video. I hope that, well, that was my reaction. And we've got a press briefing tomorrow by CIC, which I probably will make a video. I don't know, I'll see. But we do have a press briefing tomorrow from the Commander-in-Chief. And I think he's definitely going to be talking about the VAT, but we'll see. But anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. It's very late. I just wanted to share my 2 cents before I go to bed. Good morning. It's morning now. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for supporting the channel. Thank you. Let me know what you think in the comment section, because wow, this today has been a very good day. It has been a very good day for the fighters. a very good day for our organization, and I love that for us. We've had so many bad days. We really deserve a good days. Anyway, I'll see you guys on the next episode. Aluta continua.